It's been nearly 2 weeks since Russia invaded Ukraine, an unprovoked invasion of a peaceful, modern, sovereign state by a thug, one person and one nation. Immediately at the start of the war, Representative Tom Demmer, to my right, and I filed bills to help Ukrainian people and also to divest Illinois from Russian assets. The question that has been posed to me and many people is that what can the state of Illinois do? What role can we play? Our role is to restrict Russia's interest in our pension systems and also to restrict our state treasurer from making any investments within any type of Russian domiciled entity that's doing business with the state of Illinois. Those bills, House Bill 5702, 5703, 5704, and 5705, were filed even before the federal government announced sanctions on Russia. Today we have seen even more sanctions placed by the federal government, now eliminating the purchase of Russian oil. This is in addition to previous sanctions we have already seen that, according to President Biden, have cratered the Russian economy. In addition to government sanctions, we have seen private companies step up and remove themselves from Russia. For example, Visa and MasterCard have stopped processing Russian payments. All of the big four accounting firms, Deloitte, Ernst & Young, KPMG, and PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, have said that they will cut ties with Russia. And today, McDonald's announced that they are shutting down 850 restaurants in Russia. We have seen other states, such as Colorado, take swift action to ban state agencies from doing business with Russia. And yet here in Illinois, Representative Demmer and I introduced bills 2 weeks ago. Tom's are dealing with bringing over refugees, providing a safe harbor for them in the state of Illinois. But after 2 weeks, we still cannot get a hearing before the House of Representatives on this very important issue. So I am here today calling upon Speaker Welch and the House Democrats, the ones who control the House chamber, to stand up for Ukraine, stand up for democracy, and work with us to show the Ukrainian people that the legislature, the people who lead the state of Illinois, are with them and that we have their back. I'm now going to turn this over to Representative Tom Demmer.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Tom Demmer, State Representative from Dixon. As Leader Durkin mentioned a few weeks ago, he and I introduced a series of bills to show support for the people of Ukraine in the face of an unparalleled invasion of their country by a hostile foreign power. The bills that Leader Durkin talked about are part of an effort that we've seen from both public and private entities across the United States to divest and put economic pressure on Russia for this unprovoked attack. But we also have to think about the humanitarian impact of this. And that's where my bills come in. Illinois already operates through the Department of Human Services a program that provides support to refugees from other countries. My bills would add an additional $20 million this year and $20 million next year to support the refugee services for individuals who are fleeing from their war-torn homeland in Ukraine. Illinois is already home to many Ukrainian Americans and many people who trace their heritage to Ukraine. We're also home to one of the busiest international airports in the world, which is often an entry point for people coming to the United States for the very first time. The Biden administration needs to do more to make it clear that travel to the United States is permitted for Ukrainian refugees, that their status upon landing in the United States will be secure, and that they can have confidence that we, through both public and private means, can provide some support for them as they go through this unimaginably difficult time for themselves and their families. I think that these efforts that we're proposing at the state level today to add additional funds to the refugee program are an important signal to the Biden administration that the United States is ready to accept Ukrainian refugees at a larger scale. We've only had a couple hundred refugees from Ukraine come during this calendar year, but we know, and we've all seen the news reports of upwards of 2 million Ukrainians fleeing the country during the course of this invasion. So we know the demand is going to be really very significant. So as we look forward to showing support from the people of Illinois to our brothers and sisters in Ukraine, I think these bills and hearings and support and bipartisan support for these bills in Illinois are a really important step to doing that.